To start off the year 2024, I did VO2 Max, body composition, and resting metabolic rate testing. I did this to understand how fit I truly am and to have a baseline off of which I could improve. So in this video, I'm going to show you what my experience was like, talk about why each test is important, and show you my actual results. So let's start with the VO2 Max testing. VO2 Max testing tries to get a sense of your cardiovascular fitness by measuring how much oxygen you are able to consume at peak exercise. So it starts by getting fitted with a mask, and this will measure how much air you're pulling in and how much carbon dioxide you are pushing out. It started off pretty easy with a light walk, but throughout the exercise they increased the intensity with increasing speed, and eventually they started to increase the incline as well. The first 5 minutes were very easy. Minutes 5 through 9 were like a normal workout for me, but then minutes 9 through 12 were very difficult. It pushed me to the point where I felt like I absolutely had to give up, which is the goal of the test. Once you stop, you're given some time to rest, and they track your vitals to see what your recovery rate is like post-workout. This test really pushes your body to the max and really gets a good sense of your cardiovascular fitness. It pushes your body to the point of anabolic exercise where you're consuming a lot of oxygen and depleting sugars in your muscles very quickly. So this is the sheet that they printed off for me with my results. The way VO2 Max is measured is in milliliters of oxygen consumed per kilogram of body weight per minute. I'll add a link in the description that explains more about how VO2 Max is measured, but to put it simply, it gives you a baseline as to how much oxygen your body is consuming at peak exercise. So at my personal peak, I reached 50.0 milliliters of oxygen consumed per kilogram of body weight per minute. Since the average VO2 max is going to be different across ages and sexes, they have a chart on the back that tells you what your average is for your age group as well as your sex. According to the chart they have here, that puts me in the excellent category, which I'm really happy about because I personally feel like my cardio isn't that great. But knowing that my VO2 max is currently 50.0 is a great baseline off of which I can improve during the year of 2024. On this chart, they also tell you what your different workout zones are. They tell you what your heart rate should be within each of those zones and tell you how many calories you would burn for an hour of workout within that zone. Zone training is one of the best things that you can do to improve your VO2 max. So having zones that are tailored to my specific body is really helpful. Next, let's talk about body composition testing with the BodPod. The BodPod is a device that tries to get an understanding of your total body density. It does this with a combination of your body weight as well as how much air your body displaces. Throwing up a few gang signs for the fans. And I'm going to speed up this next part because I sat in there for 5 minutes as it measured how much air my body displaced. Because fat has a different density than any other type of tissue in your body, it gives you a good sense as to what your total body composition is. The reason I thought this body composition data would be helpful is because I'm currently doing a body recomposition workout regimen. What that means is that I'm currently trying to replace the body weight that I have that comes from fat with muscle. My total body weight shouldn't fluctuate that much, but my muscle mass should increase and my body fat should decrease. So this is the sheet with the results that they printed off for me. It's important to note that the BodPod doesn't tell you directly how much muscle mass you have. Rather, it tells you the percentage of your total body weight that is occupied by fat versus not fat. That not fat category includes muscles, bones, skins, organs, brains, body water, and pretty much everything else that is not fat. So even though it'd be interesting to know exactly what my muscle mass is, I'm not able to get that data. However, this is still a pretty good proxy. So it shows me here that my body fat percentage is 18.9%. Honestly, this is a little bit higher than I expected since I'm a pretty lean guy, but it does tell me that that puts me into the moderately lean category. Now, you can get down your body fat percentage in one of two ways. One, the most obvious way, is to lose body fat but keep muscle mass. Of course, as you do this, your body fat percentage will go down. The other way to do it is to also gain more muscle mass. Technically, the amount of fat on your body would remain the same, but as you gain muscle mass, that means the percentage of your total body weight that's occupied by fat versus muscle would go down. So my personal goal actually is that by the end of 2024, I will have a body fat percentage of 12%. This will come through a combination of my workout regimen as well as my diet. Next, let's talk about RMR, or Resting Metabolic Rate testing. RMR testing tries to get a sense for how many calories you burn at rest. It does this by measuring your breath rate while you're sitting down and not doing any type of activity. So you have to plug your nose and you stick a device in your mouth that measures how often you breathe. So this next part of the test, I'm going to speed up quite a bit. It took longer than I expected, and it was actually pretty difficult. In fact, I think it was harder than the VO2 Max testing. This is primarily because the nose clip was actually pretty uncomfortable, and breathing through your mouth so often really dries out your throat and your mouth. On top of that, the fact that I'm a little bit ADHD made it very difficult to sit so still for so long.
Can you remove the hose now and everything? Yeah.
If you're about to start any type of diet or weight loss program, understanding your resting metabolic rate is going to be really important. It helps you understand how many calories you're going to burn throughout the day, even while you're resting. For your average person, more than half of the calories that you burn take place while you're resting. So understanding how many calories you're burning even while resting will help you understand how many total calories you are burning throughout the day. This is the print off of the results that they gave me to show my metabolic rate. It's telling me that my metabolic rate is about 9% higher than people of the same sex and age and weight as me. So it's able to tell me that on an average day, I am burning 2,160 calories just while resting. That includes the time that I'm sitting, the time that I'm working at my desk, and even sleep at night. It's also able to predict that I burn about 648 calories with normal work throughout the day. That includes walking up and down stairs, folding laundry, and walking from place to place. On top of that, it tells me how many calories I can expect to burn during an average workout. It says 225. Of course, this is going to range depending on the type of workout that you do and how long you do it for. So with this information in hand, it's able to tell you how many calories you should be eating each day if you want to lose weight, if you want to maintain your weight, or if you want to gain weight. Since I'm looking to lose body fat in 2024, this information is super helpful. In fact, I found out that I'm eating less than I should because of my goal of wanting to gain muscle mass while losing fat weight. Super fascinating data that I recommend that everybody get measured. To wrap this video up, I'm really glad that I got all of these tests done. I now have a much better understanding of my baseline and what I can do to improve upon it. At the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025, I plan to do all these tests again. That way I can see if I actually improved in the ways that I expected to. If you have any questions, I strongly encourage you to leave them in the comments below, to give this video a like, and to follow Core Sapien for more health and wellness tips. Go and get this testing done for yourself, and I hope you have a great 2024.